I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa.
Let's get it. Welcome to Faison View Podcast, episode 196, man. What is next, man? Hey, we got a great episode in store for you, man. Hey, guest host right here, you already know, Hugh. Introduce yourself.
What's up? Hugh Holmes Jr. in the building, CEO of Game Shift. Game Shift, we are in the building. New video game coming next year. Check up top. Check us out, man.
Check up top, man. Make sure you definitely follow and support We Are Game Shift in general, man. My brother out here doing big things. And you already know, Color Power, baby. Color Power, we here, man. Make sure you definitely support, man. I got some new things coming out, collection coming soon, so make sure you support. Hey, it will be below, website below, man. Hey, we keep coming with great content. So guess what we have in store for you today, man? 2020 elections, which is going on right now. We're recording right now in the midst of everything, so we definitely want to get to that for real. Votes, and we're going to talk about the people of power. Next, we're going to talk about the Halloween spirit, man. We just had Halloween. It was good costume, good vibes, you know. The spirit, man, the spirit of the holiday, we're going to get into that. Thirdly, hey, the impact of the 2010 class. And we're talking about the rap class of 2010, XXL, and who's impacted
basically the last decade.
The last decade, honestly. All these artists has put on fire. So definitely going to get into that. And I want to talk about something that's important that really goes over people's heads, but not if you're an artist. TikTok signs a new deal with Sony Entertainment. Sony Music Entertainment, get it correct. Let's go, Sony Music Entertainment. So this is very big, very big. And lastly, man, Hugh came up with this would you rather, and I really like it. So would you rather be lost at sea or lost in the blizzard? So we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about the criteria when we get there. So, man, let's get into it, you man. The 2020 elections are here. We are currently going through it right now. It is a stressful time, but it's also an amazing time because we have set history numbers for voting, man. Everybody got out there and wanted to make their voice heard, man. Wanted to make an impact, and that's what we need. That's very good, man. Like,
we did their part.
You're seeing the results, man. Even though we're right in it, Biden has the lead over Trump right now, and we just hoping for progress, man. Hoping for progress in the country, man. Let's clear the table right here, Hugh. At the end of the day, we just had a president for the last 4 years, and he didn't really impact or do anything at the grand scheme of things for our country that was positive. Yeah. You can say little things, bits and pieces. I'm not trying to negate what he's done or what he did. We have presidents way before has done terrible jobs too. But what makes him so pivotal and what we just went through is because of what we go through as black people, bro. And what we're going through right now in the current climate and what we're going through with taxes and the suppression of housing and all these things we see around us, immigration, it's just not a good thing. So just me personally, I did vote for Biden. But I want people to really understand and know that it's not that I don't understand Biden's history or what's going on because he's been in politics for 47 years, Hugh. Let's put it on the table. We don't really know the background of his extent. If you didn't do your research, he didn't impact black lives in a good way. But guess what? As president to president, he has a clean slate. We know Joe Biden mainly because he was a vice president because of Barack.
Yeah, we know Barack votes for him.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, we have to have a clear spectrum and understand that this person, he had his time. It's time to see and understand we need to elevate into other things. And also, who's going to forward our black agenda? Who's going to forward it for our people? So we have people, I want my brother Hugh to talk on this because it's in the news, it's everywhere. And you know, I'm a big fan, I'm a stan. I love Lil Wayne. But what do you feel about that? Because the people of power that we have right now, they're speaking on either which side. Yeah. But I just find it very intriguing in the timing. Everybody is, they're their own people. You have your own opinion. You have your own voice. You do as you may with your vote. But as a person of power, and this is so I'm definitely being real, not being biased. I totally disagree with Wayne did, because it is about the timing of things. And it's about who you mean to us as black people, for real. And not just black people, but in general, but as black people mainly, and what your music embodied, and what you embodied your whole career, and how we look at you and how we respect you. This is not, I'm just being real, this is not the time for that. You've already said what you made about the community and how you feel and how you was brought up. But also you gotta understand, man, these people that love and support you, this is disappointing, because it's not saying we expect more or better from you. It's just the simple fact that what's going on in the plight of what's going on with us, we need you.
Facts.
So what do you think about this, man?
Never did I think I see the day where I'd be watching the elections like the NFL playoffs. But here I am. I guess that's a part of getting older, and it's just the time that we're in. I never thought I'd be this tuned in, but I am tuned in. It's good to see that things are going Biden's way. Because like you said, we've seen the results of Trump, and 4 more years of that, it just can't happen. So it's time to get somebody else in there. He may not be the best candidate in people's eyes, but we got to get this other guy out. And more importantly, before I continue, I do want to stress that, regardless of who wins, regardless of if Trump is in office or Biden's in office, man, Jesus is on the throne, bro.
Absolutely.
That's why I've had peace of mind through this whole thing. We survived the 4 years of Trump. It wasn't not without loss, not without pain, but Jesus hasn't moved. At the end of the day, now I'm not looking for the man in office to dictate my life or help me out or keep me safe. Christ is going to do that, regardless of who's in control. So that's what's kept me peace of mind, and that should keep you peace of mind. For those of you who believe in Christ, keep doing that, because regardless of who's in office, Christ has not moved. And as far as voting, people have done a good job. I mean, Biden is the first to get 70 million votes. He's way more than that now, like the first candidate ever. Which makes you question the whole electoral system. Now, normally, because people have this thing, it's like, oh, what's the point of voting? The electorals is deciding. The popular vote influences the electoral vote. If your state voted for the Democratic candidate and that person won, then the electorals are more likely to vote for that candidate. It's rare that you've seen the person that won the popular vote, the electorals voted against that person. You've only seen it a couple times in history. Last election was one of those few times.
Absolutely.
So the answer is still the same. The answer was vote. It's not a waste of time to vote. The answer was still go vote. Absolutely. Because our votes did affect what's going on. That's the reason why the election is still going on right now. Because they're counting all of your votes.
And then
they're still counting your votes.
Everybody did their part.
Everybody did their part. And real quick, because I want to speak on this real quick before I get into the Wayne situation. I hear people say things like, "Well, I don't want to vote because I don't agree with either candidate." You know what? That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I do have an issue with people who say they're not going to vote and you're complaining. Absolutely. You're complaining, you're moaning, you're not giving any answers. When has that ever solved anything in life? When has complaining and doing nothing ever solved anything? You want to get out the projects? Don't complain about it. Put your work into a craft and get out the projects. You want to, for me, I wanted to make video games. I couldn't sit around and complain about the fact I wasn't getting any jobs in the industry. I got off my butt and I'm making my own game. I'm doing something about it. It might fail, it might not, but I'm doing something. So what is you not voting but complaining about Trump, complaining about the state of the country, complaining about black folks? You're not offering any answers. So that's why I take issue. It's one thing to not vote, but it's nothing to not vote, complain, be upset about what's going on, and then encourage others not to vote. Exactly. That I'm not fly with.
Great.
If you don't want to vote, that's cool.
Great
but
point.
you can't. I don't want to hear you complain and grope about what's going on, and you not trying to do nothing about it. You're not even offering no other solutions besides not voting. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my issue comes in with the whole not voting thing. And as far as Wayne, it's like I understand what you're saying because the timing of it is terrible. It's like you have 4 years. Trump is in office for 4 years, and right before election, all of a sudden you want to, talk about the platinum plan and be seen. That's where it's like, oh man. and to shoot Wayne some bail, because folks have this like this idea of him and his thoughts on racism. You know, you have to understand there is power in having your life saved.
Absolutely.
You know, if someone saves your life, you know, it's like Christ. Christ saved our lives, and so that's why you devote your life to Him. Or, you know, to talk more about me, you know, I was a person on depression 2 years ago, and I wanted to end it all. And my friend right here is the one that talked me off the ledge, which is why we're probably closer than we've ever been, because he essentially saved my life. And so when you talk about Wayne, this is a guy who at 11 years old had a hole in his chest, bleeding on the floor, and watched a million police officers of the same color just jump over him, and this white cop saved his life.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't just go away. So I'm just saying, I understand. You have to understand that side of it. There's a lot of power in that. But does racism exist? Yes. Are all white cops bad? No. But I understand. You have to understand that.
But I'm talking about in this particular situation too, Hugh. The other thing that matters too is just what really bothers me is, you know, the tax situation. But that's what I'm saying, Hugh. You know that. That's what bothers me, because guess what, Hugh? You got people that are in middle class or are in poverty, and they pay more on their taxes more than these people that are making over $1 million or $500,000 a year. You have to understand that. Yeah. So when that came out about Biden's plan and his plan with the taxes, all these celebrities, and it's true, all of these celebrities came out of the woodworks and started supporting Trump, and not even knowing what they really are basically supporting. They talking about platinum, but you don't even know what his agenda is for real. Exactly. Because over this last 4 years, what has he shown you until now that you've seen Biden's taxes like, oh well, I'm not one of the parts of that. That is just money based and money driven.
Exactly.
We are all in this together, and that's the problem. If everybody's gonna go on that side, then everybody has to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the sense of where we're thinking about money and taxes. You know how many people that were wealthy and rich that voted for Biden because they believe in the agenda, not believing in the overall scheme, not just in one particular aspect.
And his tax plan is not going to keep you from being able to live a life that you worked hard to receive.
It's not,
because you're still going to be able to live that affordable life. The tax money is supposed to go towards things for the country anyway, like buildings and roads and schools and stuff like that. And I'm not going to lie and act like, you know, all our tax money goes to those places. I do feel like some of the taxes within the government, some tax money goes to other things that we probably don't know about. Exactly. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, stuff still gets built off our tax money.
Yeah, but so at the end of the day, it's about the overall spectrum of everything. So everybody that actually voted, man, and even if you didn't, man, hey, just encourage yourself to understand what you want in your life and what your goals are. And also, if you didn't vote for the presidential candidates, make sure that you did vote for the senators and the local. You know, just
make sure you're doing something else to benefit the situation. Don't just not vote and complain.
Absolutely.
Do something.
Do something. Don't just complain.
If you're not gonna vote, you gotta try to do something.
Absolutely, bro. Facts, man. So with that being said, man, let's shake it up, get some fun, man. Get some fun. Hey, if you didn't know, well, you already know, man. October 31st just past Halloween, man. And also Javante Davis versus Santa Cruz. We're going to get into that after Halloween, man. What was your favorite costume, Hugh?
I had a top three.
Oh, yeah, give me your three.
I'm going to go Sierra's number 3. Because Sierra did a bunch of joints. Yeah, she bodied every single one. Oh, my God. Sierra. Number 2, I got to go Sweetie. With Beyonce. Oh my gosh.
She killed it with Beyonce and
the Destiny Child. And she was Mystique. Yes, she smoked it.
And number 1, you better say it. You better say it.
My favorite?
You better say it. I already know you're going to say it.
No, I'm not. It's not who you think it is.
I think it is.
I don't know if anybody's seen it.
The Weeknd.
No, not for me.
Oh, wow.
Cleo, I don't know if y'all saw Cleo Thomas.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know Cleo Thomas, dude from Hoes.
Oh, okay.
With the you know, he was Zero. Hoes. Yeah. He did Powerline. Fan, like he literally did like the whole choreography. Like he had he pretty much did he redid the whole music video. Mm-hmm. That joint was fire. You haven't seen that? Tough. Go find it on Twitter. That joint was fire. Like, yeah, Cleo won. Like, if you know Powerline from the Goofy movie, the R&B singer with the cool hair and the lights, like, yo, that's my number 1.
Definitely a good plug.
He smoked that. Go find that.
So for me, I'm gonna go 3. Definitely, Sierra had an amazing one, so I definitely agree with his third one. 2, This was my tough one. Two, I give the Offset. Offset killed the mask.
Oh yeah, he
destroyed the mask. That was a good one for me. That was one of my favorite legendary movies. Like, the mask was legendary. And number one, like I said, hey, The Weeknd body. I'm telling you, that was the best costume I've seen because it looked like the Nutty Professor.
I didn't know that was The Weeknd.
It really looked like Eddie Murphy, like playing the Nutty Professor, and he played the part. So he did his thing on that, man. Halloween was it was good spirits, you know. Hey, I was Thanos for a second. I just got on the phone with my son and just showing him the Halloween spirit. I was just glad I seen my son dressed up in the spirit as well. So
who was he?
Hey, he was Spider-Man. You know he loves Spider-Man. I need to get him to change that up. Get him to be Yoda or something. He loves Spider-Man. So, but yeah, definitely on that. But man, I know I didn't even include this in the topics, but I bar none. Look, bar none. This might have been the greatest knockout I've seen in person. I'm gonna be real good. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to B More. Shout out to the home team because he's on another level now. He's about to start getting these conversations. Of course, we understand that. Of course, we understand that he's going to go and keep on building up within the competition he faces. But let's give respect when it's due. He's coming for thrones. I'm just be real with you. Yes, it is some fighters out there that can give him some work. But guess what? I got a Tank, man. After that, because Santa Cruz is a proven fighter. 32-1. Never has been knocked out.
Yeah,
and he was playing and he was fighting and boxing Gervonta very good throughout the whole fight. Gervonta was pulling away throughout, through the fourth. I mean, through the halfway through the third, the fourth, and fifth. But the first beginning rounds went to Santa Cruz. He showed that he definitely has heart. He's always shown that. But what also Tank showing, you don't want to go pound for pound with him. Yeah. You don't want to go hit for hit with him. That was Baby Tyson. I ain't never seen him knock out. Like, I thought he died. No, for real. Like, for a moment, everybody, and then it just stopped where he was just not moving. Didn't see his chest pumping. I'm like, this looks.
I didn't see the fight, but I saw the knockout.
But definitely prayers that he is good. He is okay. And that was a great fight, man. It was to 6, round 6. Wish we'd got to see more, but Ronte, man, caught him with that uppercut, man.
Yo, nah, he definitely. I saw the knockout. I didn't see the whole fight, but I saw the knockout. Yo, he dropped cuz that uppercut to the chin was something serious.
That was something different, right?
Like, and the fact that he had never been knocked out and he got dropped like that.
Like that. So it's like,
yo,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, but
so you definitely gotta give respect and credit where credit is due. Tank is he's on the tangent right on the tangent right now. Mm-hmm. Like only I think he's 24-0 or 23 knockouts.
Yep, he is.
So he's only won one fight for decision.
Yep,
like
one.
Everything else he is lights out. Like he's putting you to sleep.
So.
But that was crazy. That was a crazy knockout.
And shout out to Santa Cruz and his father who was really battling. And man, really just shout out to him, man. He was going through something very, very personal illness, and then he also caught COVID. For him to be in the arena, he almost lost his life standing up in Santa Cruz corner. It's just real, man. Those are real, genuine, humble people, man. Shout out to Santa Cruz and the family, and also shout out to Tank, man. So next, this is a topic that, man, Hugh brought up, and I feel like this needs to be talked about. And the reason why the music and what we listen to now is so impactful and so great. Hey man, the impact of the 2010 rap class. Drake. Who else?
Wale, Big Sean, Freddie, Nip, Schoolboy, Kendrick, Joey, Mac, Wiz. And this is like just name A$AP Rocky. Just naming their names. They
set everything apart. They set everything apart, and
that's one of the most, if not the most successful.
And I think and you can caliber of rap, you can put it up there too. I don't, me personally, especially us, we growing up in that time. That's my favorite class because that's all the music that we are molded into, and that's impactful today. And even to the OGs, they listen to their music.
And we were kind of responsible for where they are. We were the fans. We were the people that put them where they are.
And do you not know how many classics are within that group?
Yes.
The Kendrick's
so many
classics. Drake, classics. Big Sean has a classic. Wale is so slept on. He has classics. People not about to understand.
Wale did not get swept behind.
And was Cole was in that class too?
Yeah, Cole was in that class. 2010 freshman class.
You got 3 of my favorite rappers in that class alone.
Yeah. People will argue Wale's not in that class because he came in like 09. But I would still
I would argue
he
Drake came in 09.
Yeah, but I would argue that they still belong in that class because they were still part of those people that set the tone.
They was. So.
I think the reason why it hits home for us because we grew up on the 2000 people like the Kanyes and the Ludas and the T.I.s and the 50s. But we were so young then. All we knew was the music. We weren't at a level where we were understanding what they were talking about. We do now. That's why it hits home now. But I think for them, we were finally at a point in our lives. We were old enough that when the music came out, we understood. And those guys, they weren't too far away, too far ahead of us as far as age. So the stuff that they were talking about, we could kind of relate to. And it was just happening for us in real time. There's so many memories of just listening to that type of music in high school. That's what it was. It was our high school days. Mm-hmm. Like I remember hearing Drake the first time. Probably before anybody, because he did a kick push freestyle. And I was like, who the heck is this? This is before Comeback Season came out. I was like, who the heck is this? And then it was kind of quiet for a while, and Comeback Season came out, and it was kind of like, all right, this guy's got a buzz, Mm-hmm. And then So Far Gone drops, and it changes like everything forever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, that's that guy from that freestyle. I remember that. I just remember just listening to Big Sean at Finally Famous Volume 3. I remember. Oh yeah, Future's in that class too. Dang, I remember Joey. I remember Joey badass because Joey's the same age as us. So I remember seeing this guy at 17 while I'm 16, and Waves comes out, and in 1999 the mixtape drops. I just remembered like, so all these things were happening in real time. I remember when Wale and Meek both came out at the same time. Well, Wale had reemerged because he went through a label situation in 09. With Interscope, and he got dropped, and it was quiet for him for like 2 years, and then he came back out with MMG, and Meek Mill came out the first year. I remember, you know me, I'm an MMG fan. Like I miss MMG, but those the self-made albums and Cole dropping the warm up and Friday Night Lights and Kendrick and all those so it's just so many memories of just being in high school.
And
going to school and talking about those albums. Like, yo, like in real time. Did you hear that? Like, I know for a fact we all remember where we were the first time Dreams of Nightmare dropped. Because we weren't in school that day. We were off of school that day. And that joint came out. And then we came back. Well, when we came back to school the next day, it's all we could talk about.
And then
oh my gosh,
it's just crazy because it's just the dynamic of music and how everybody can talk about how hip hop is dead, da da da. And I understand it in a certain realm, but not really because this particular 2010 class really elevated everything, even to the OGs, has inspired OGs to make music. The people that we're sitting and talking about. The Drakes, the Kendricks, the Cole, the Big Sean, the Wale, the A$AP Rocky, they evolutionized everything. The time A$AP Rocky, let's get really talking about A$AP Rocky. Let's understand. People really forget the impact that A$AP really had. I'm not saying New York wasn't on, they were still doing their thing, but he put New York on a different spectrum within blending Harlem and Houston together and bonding their music and Chop and Screwed and songs like Goldie and
the mob wouldn't even be relevant the way it is without Rocky.
Without Rocky.
They would exist, but as far as like the stardom that they have, that's through Rocky, and then Ferg follows suit. But yeah, I mean that class is one of the most successful rap classes because they all had pinnacle success. They all had #1 albums. They all had #1 singles. They all showed out.
The soundtracks to our life, bro.
Yeah, it's the soundtracks to our lives, man.
Forest Hill Drive, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same.
Oh
Section 80. Well, where do we want to go?
Good Kid, Mad City.
Name some Wale. Album about nothing. Which is a slap-on album. Ambitious. Why?
Freaking Attention Deficit. Oh, and that was the mixtape era. That was like the prime mixtape era. Like most kids today won't even know about like what it is to like what real mixtape music is.
And then one of your favorite mixtapes, bro, came out in that era. I'm gonna let you guess it, and it's not to anybody we just named.
More About Nothing.
Acid Rap.
I wasn't a Chance.
You wasn't a Chance fan, but I'm just saying no. But also,
But I can admit, Acid Rap was one of those joints.
Yeah, because
Acid
that's
Rap
a lot of
was one
people's favorite
those
mixtapes
joints.
in this era. That's the only reason I named that, because it was an impactful mixtape.
You had to, that was back then when you had to have a tape. That's how you got on. You know, that's how you got on back then. You had to have a tape, like a classic tape. You talk about Nicki Minaj is in that class. So, shout out to Nicki.
Shout out to Nicki.
Because what she did during that era, she brought.
If you want to be real, one of the greatest rappers ever, not female.
Yeah, not just female. She's been past that. When you look at where women rap is today, it's probably the most popular it's ever been. Nicki, the last 10 years, Nicki really held that down. She really did that.
Yeah, in reality.
So shout out to Nicki.
In reality, she is in the conversation of the greatest rappers of all time, easily, and she is the greatest woman rapper of all time.
So back then you had because nowadays mixtapes come out, they go right on to Apple Music, they go right on streaming services, and it's hard to really determine whether a mixtape and what an album is. It's supposed to be in the sound of music, the type of music that you make, but it's different now. But back then, you know, mixtapes was all you had. That's when SoundCloud was really starting to come up. Who else was in that? Travis Scott kind of came in during that time, but then you had to have a classic tape back then. You had to have one. Like I can name you the classic tapes for everyone in that class. Tiger had "Bitch I'm the Shit." He had, Cole had "Warm Up," Friday Night Lights. Wale had so many tapes. He had "More About Nothing" for Lauren, 11 Theory. Drake had "So Far Gone." Big Sean had "Finally Made Me Fall Me 3." Meek Mill, Dream Chasers 1, 2, and 3. Freaking Section 80, Live Love ASAP. Wiz Khalifa, Cushion OJ.
Oh my God.
Freaking Mac Miller had so many tapes. The Kids tape, the Best They Ever tape. Like Schoolboy Q had Habits and Contradictions. It was just I can name you all the tapes, because that's how it was. Nicki Minaj had Beat Me Up, Scotty. Because that was how you got on. That's how you made your name. You had to have a tape, and you had to have a tape that was gonna resonate with the fan base. Joey had Summer Nights 2, and he had 1999. That's how you did it. So you got so many rappers that have so many tapes, so many tapes, and then you have that one tape that finally takes you to the level you need to get you. That's a classic. Like every tape I just named you is a classic tape. If you haven't heard those tapes, go get them. Big Sean had Detroit. He just did Detroit too. And real quick, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing people go on Twitter and complain and say, "Oh, I wish Wale would put this on streaming Apple Music. Oh, I wish Drake would put this on Apple Music." Listen, the tapes have not gone anywhere.
Yeah,
they're on Dat Piff.
Right.
Because Dat Piff is where you used to. That's where you put free music. That's the
don't
mixtape
know
site.
about that,
It's
for real.
not illegal. It's a legal site. You're not gonna catch a virus. All of your favorite tapes that you missing, they're there. Go on Dat Piff, and because I went, I got all of them. Go on Dat Piff and go get your Section 80. Yeah, I say you don't need to get that. Go get Friday Night Lights. Go get the warm up. Go get all your favorite Wale tapes. I know I went and I got them. It's worth it. They have not gone anywhere. Just stop being lazy. Go do the work. They're on Dat Piff for free. All the future tapes, Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights. All of those tapes, all of that stuff is there.
So definitely within talking about what we just talked about and the impact of the 2010 class, man, I definitely want to talk about and segue on to TikTok, man, and the evolution of music and what we're going through right now. And TikTok signs a new deal with Sony Music Entertainment. I really pointed this out because I need people to understand, if you're an artist, just in general artistry, not just talk about as a rapper, creative, whatever you do, make sure that you create a platform for yourself on TikTok, because just like we were talking about before and prior, the social media area is prevalent. It's easier for you to get on and to make an impact and have your face and brand be shown. Because TikTok, speaking for example, I just put our podcast on TikTok. I'm seeing instant numbers because the views are there. People are just scrolling, and it's the time span. TikTok videos are very short. So if somebody hears that song or sees something, it's like it's the new Vine, but it's even more elevated because they're making moves like this. This move right here is so pivotal because now they're bringing everybody to TikTok. Everybody has to come. You like it or not, you have to come, because guess what? You need these followers from there to come over to your platform, just like you got to pull from that platform and bring it to this platform. You got to do that. In order to brand yourself, we have all the tools. So make sure that you set up one, because in reality, man, TikTok is taking over. TikTok is right now is the biggest entity in music. If you want to be real, because these songs,
especially with the quarantine,
it goes on an album or something. You are blessed to have somebody make a video or do something on TikTok with your music on your music behalf. You know, so keep on creating and keep on pushing, because things like this is going to elevate everybody. It's going to take over. Like signing a music deal.
From what I read about this, it's a licensing deal, and I think what it does is it allows you to use the music that you want to use on TikTok without having to run into the type of issues that you kind of run into on Instagram.
Copyright
and stuff like that. So, but somehow, someway, just knowing, because Sony's a big music conglomerate, I just know somehow, someway, the artists are gonna get screwed. Like, musical artists are gonna get screwed somehow. I don't know how. I didn't read that much into it,
thinking like that.
But somehow, someway, this is bad for musicians. I don't know how.
Because I see what you were saying, because I definitely see it, and until you just said it, it just rung a thing in my brain, because that's the problem. That's the problem, because you have all these entities such as these big entities like Interscope, Atlantic. Shout out to all them. But guess what? When they get their hand in that pot, they can dividend whatever they want within that. So I see what you're saying, and we just gonna really see from here on out.
But shout out to TikTok, because that's a big deal, especially with all the controversy they had going on with Trump and whatnot. So shout out to them. It just shows you just how much that platform grew. And I think,
and how powerful it is.
Yeah, and I think the pandemic is what did it.
Yup, it surely did.
100%, because I wasn't even
consuming people's time.
Yeah, I wasn't even a TikTok.
They kind of got in the right pocket at the right moment. I know TikTok was out prior to the plan, but like that, it hit on the right cylinder at the right moment. So
you just never know what can happen.
You just never know.
It goes to show. Like, I'm sure Zoom didn't think that
their
their software
would be going crazy. But hey, that's why you have these companies in place. That's why
you just never know.
Respect it. Hey, like you never know. So just like you never know, would you rather be lost at sea or lost in a blizzard? So let me add a little bit of criteria. I'm not talking about lost at sea, you're on a boat. I'm talking about you're lost at sea, you're in the water, lost at sea. And
am I can I have a plane?
No.
Am I leading on a plane?
You're lost at sea, because we're going to even the playing field. Because if you're lost in the blizzard, you're just lost in the blizzard. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
I know, but
it's not too many things I can add to the snow or the blizzard.
I got to be on something.
No, you're lost at sea.
You can be lost at sea on a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like the boat crash and you just like
lost at sea. Yeah, you got. I understand. You have lost. Cool.
All right, I'd still rather be lost at sea. I'm sorry.
Look here.
I just would rather be lost at sea. I feel like there's a likelihood of like a boat coming along and helping me out, or I might spot land and I can paddle. And I would just rather go out like that. But in a blizzard, oh my gosh, it's cold.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's cold.
Honestly, I swiftly changed my.
That's a very slow death.
Hold on, but swiftly changed my answer, because at first I was thinking lost in the blizzard. I hate the cold. The only thing in my mind that came and lost at sea, I can swim, I can do all that. It's just something in the water thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of what.
It's mad dangerous.
That's kind of what my sway is. It's just like being lost in the water will give me anxiety. I can swim, yeah, you have a better chance than a blizzard. Yes, you do. Because the blizzard, you just like you.
Yeah, but there's some people that are like definitely afraid of the ocean. They would rather be
right. That ain't
me.
Too.
I would rather be lost at sea.
Swim, but yeah, a lot of people wouldn't rather be lost at sea, because a lot of people can't swim or they don't like water.
The blizzard is something else. You can't see. It's cold. Like, that's a very horrible death. That's a horrible slow death. Like, and you don't know if somebody gonna find you or see you out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because you could be walking in circles for all you know, but you can't see nothing out there. It's just bad. Like,
it's a bad predicament. So I think we both in agreement on lost at sea.
I think I'd rather just be lost at sea.
So definitely, man. Hey, the Faison View podcast, episode 196, man. Hey, thank you guys, man. First time listeners, man. Last time listeners, everybody, man. Make sure you keep on tuning in. Make sure you keep on embracing us, man. We just gonna keep elevating, man. So make sure you double tap that like button, subscribe button. The Faison V podcast, we are here, man. We
Appreciate
are here,
y'all
man.
for listening, man.
Go support. Already support, man. Game Shift. Check up top. It's coming real soon, man. 2021 is coming real soon. Hey, let the creators create, man. It's time. It is time we keep on elevating. So, man,
cops and be safe, be dangerous.
Hey, be safe, be dangerous, man. We got merch on deck, man. Merch on deck.
Support black-owned businesses.
Make sure you go do that, man. So, hey, everybody, peace and love to everybody, man. Hey, great episode. Hey, one.
Peace.